Howdy, howdy, howdy. How are y'all all doing? You can't believe how happy I am to see y'all this evening, or to be on here to talk to y'all this evening. Kind of cut it close. As you can tell, I don't have a green screen behind me. I'm up in Plano, Texas, a suburb of Dallas. I'm up here for work, but I wasn't going to miss out on talking to y'all guys, right? Now, I will say, just got through eating one heck of a barbecue meal. So, yeah, I was getting the best of both worlds. A good old barbecue, and then coming back, getting to do Cliff Notes Live with all of y'all. So before going further, a big old SKD 143. I love my wife. I love my kids. I love reality TV. And I especially love you guys that come out here and see me every Monday night. Thank you. I appreciate it. Those who see me live, those who watch on replay as well. Those who've been here since, where are we, episode 149? Those who've been here since the very beginning, and those who are just now coming on board. Welcome aboard. I love having you. We're here to have fun tonight. Being that it's Big Brother season, I'm imagining it's going to be a whole lot of Big Brother questions. That's what I'm prepared for. Now, normally I got my wife helping me out a little bit. Now, not tonight. It's all me trying to check comments and everything else. So if I miss one of your comments, one of your questions, ask again. It's probably not that I'm ignoring you. I probably just can't read nearly as fast as some of y'all can type. All right, with that being said, before we go any further, as I always say, if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel and turning on notifications. If you do, that means every time I drop a new episode of this show or my morning recaps, you'll find out as soon as I post them out there. It makes it a little bit easier. And while you're out there, you can certainly give me a thumbs up. Y'all know I like the thumbs up, right? So thank you. Thank you for just the support I get from y'all each and every day. Spoof, thank you so much for another super sticker. You were too kind to me. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Y'all know I do this as a labor of love, right? But I appreciate it as well. Thank you. Thank you, Spoof, for that. And Jacoby All-Star as well. Thank you, sir. I appreciate both of y'all. Appreciate everyone else as well. All right, before we get to the questions, and I see a bunch of them already, let me go through here real quick and call out some of the people that I see, and then we'll get right into it. Heather Marshall, welcome aboard. Welcome being first in the chat this evening. Lois Cobb, Keith Franken, Joe Blow, Michelle Moore, Marilyn Sutherland, Jake the Horror Movie Geek. Jake, how you doing? Lee Strack, Karen Berkey, Brian Hostetler, Terry Thomas. God, y'all got so many questions, guys. This is going to be fun. Paula Scar, Linda Morgan, Colleen Novak, Desiree Watts, Patricia Miller, Heather Marshall, Carly Hunt. All right, I'm going to get through as many as we can. Taylor Mangus, YG. Hey, YG. And let's see if we can. Kimber's 1, 2, 3. No Edge. Mass Spoofer, thank you so much. And Nunez 1919, Amanda Lowe, Mark Taylor, Roman Colombo, Wyatt Garrett. Hey, Wyatt, Ken T, Sherry Barante, Faithful Servant 1, 2, 23, Blake Bodiger. I work with Blake. Yes, I was eating dinner with a lot of my coworkers, and now they all know that I'm doing this show. Welcome, guys. Treat me nice. Treat me kind. Cindy Hire as well. All right, we're going to shut right down because, guys, I could go on forever. Tommy Brasket as well. All right, we'll close it out there. Thank you. I love seeing the new names. I love seeing the old names as well. It gives me a warm fuzzy. It makes Monday nights just that much more exciting. All right, with all that being said, y'all want to talk a little Big Brother? Let me give a final thing since we do have some new people. This is not a spoiler-free zone. We're going to be talking about what happened on Big Brother beyond what we saw in the episode last night, which was the nominations. We do know that Felicia and Suri are on the block, but maybe not forever, right? Because we had nominations today, or the veto ceremony. We are going to talk about that. In fact, let's just talk about it right now, and then I'll get into the questions. They had the veto ceremony today. Jag used it. Anyone surprised? No, I'm not surprised. Now, I was maybe a little surprised he took Felicia off the block, left Suri on there. You know what that tells me? That he and Matt and everyone else is very, very convinced that that the renom, the backdoor target, is actually going to go home. They would not want to lose Suri by leaving her up there unless they're absolutely convinced. And so the renom that Bowie Jane put up, even though she said she wasn't going to do it, is... yeah, it's Cameron. Cameron, oh, poor Cameron. Guy's been playing so hard. The cat with 9 lives, the Cam with 9 lives. I think his lives have just about run out, don't y'all think? I don't see any other twists this week. How are they not going to send him home? I think it's just almost a foregone conclusion that goes home Thursday night. The big question then, who wins HOH and does someone else take control of this house? I think Bowie Jane's the one that pointed out. She said, every time someone makes a big move in this house, they go home. Well, add Cameron to the list. I got to say, I'm going to kind of hate seeing Cameron go out the door. He is made for exciting TV, right? With some of his big moves, sometimes his don't give a damn attitude that he's going to just take out who he wants to take out. But then when he maybe needed to last week with potentially backdooring Corey, he blinked. He didn't do it. He listened to Jag. Would it have made a difference this week? I don't know. We'll never know. As a former Big Brother player, I got to say, guys, the regrets, the what ifs when you get out of that house, they never go away. I still think back to a couple of things during my season saying, what if I'd done this? What if I'd done that? I find myself just some random night in the shower thinking, envisioning other scenarios. I think Cameron's going to do the same thing. But hey, he's in jury. Isn't that what he said? That was his only goal. He just wanted to make jury so he could make that extra little little extra cash as a jury stipend. Well, he's got it. And now he's got a little free time for the next 6 weeks. How long do we have? Was it 69? So 31 days. So he's only there for 4 weeks or so. That's not too bad. It's got to be rough, though. I'm glad I didn't go to the jury house during my season. All right. With that being said, let me look at a couple of questions and start answering, because this isn't just about me talking, although y'all know I can do a lot of that, right? Now, let me look at a few questions. Heather Marshall is saying, who do you think will be the next HOH? Who knows, Heather? Now, here's the thing. I suspect a lot of us talked about it could be slip and slide this week, right? Well, no, it wasn't slip and slide. It was the question answer and great competition. But did y'all see Bowie Jane eventually admitted she did not want to win this? She didn't say she threw it, but she might as well have. She did not want to win this HOH, but because Felicia guessed that Jared had been a zombie for 30 days plus, she won with her super low answer anyway. That's a way to force her to play the game. If she's not going to play it herself, just do some boneheaded things like that and force her to play anyway. But yeah, she said she did not want to win this competition, but it's going to, I think, work to her advantage. If she makes it to a final two, what a huge resume builder to say, I made the move to take out Cameron. I did what no one else could do. So give me the money. Show me the money. I think it's probably going to work to her advantage. I don't think she'll have that much blood on her hands because, as it turns out, everyone wants Cameron gone. All right, but who's going to win the next HOH? I think it's probably going to be slip and slide HOH competition. It's about time for that. We've got the right number of people. If that's the case, I think it's got to be Suri who's going to win it, right? No, I don't think so. The question on Suri is she going to make it up and down without breaking her neck at some point in time? Poor Suri. She finally got to compete in a veto competition last Saturday, and it happened to be the OTEV competition, which is hard. Man, running up and down that ramp is tough. I'm glad I got to do it, but a little bit hard. But yeah, I don't think Suri's going to win slip and slide. I said before, I think it's last week, Fessy from a few seasons back, season 20, he showed that a big old athletic guy can win slip and slide. I kind of think Matt has a pretty good advantage right here. He's got the endurance. I think he's got the athleticism. I can easily see Matt winning it. Now, would Matt want to win it, or would he maybe let Jag win it? I don't know. I think he'd go for it. I think he'd win at this point in time. So I'm going to say that Matt has the inside track to win it. Now, if he wins it, then what does he do? Does he and Jag and Bowie Jane turn around and go after Blue, or do they go after Corey? What do y'all think? I mean, I could see either one of them as being a potential target. I almost see, if he wants to pull the trigger, going after Corey with the idea that maybe Blue will come over with them on their side. I don't know. That's going to be the exciting part come Friday in nominations, regardless of who wins this HOH. So we'll find out. All right, Lois Cobb saying Cam is mad he's on the block. It's his fault for not getting rid of Corey, Matt, and Jag. Yeah, I agree. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. We'll never know for certain, but yeah, as it's showing, I don't think he ever thought in a million years that Bowie Jane would be so quick to slit his throat. You know, at two, Bowie Jane, she was quick to get his protection for when he was HOH, and as soon as she gets HOH, you're out of here. Yeah, she's I gotta say, I am a little impressed with the game Bowie Jane's playing, even if she was kind of forced into this role. At least she's taking an active role at this point in time. She made an easy pick going after Suri and Felicia. It's okay. We expect that from her. But sending Cameron out the door, it's kind of a step up in terms of actions and everything else. So, I think maybe Cameron made a mistake. Maybe he should have gone ahead and gone after Corey. I still think if he had done that and he'd gotten Corey out, I still think people are all coming after him this week anyway. So it may not have made much of a difference. All right. Joe Blow is saying, hey, Cam is going this week. Hope they get Jag and Matt and the Devil. Well, I hate to see him going as well, because I feel like he's made this game a little more exciting, a little more chaotic. He was so set in his ways. That's the thing that I said before about Cameron. I think Cameron's mistake, why maybe he's going to get out of here, is he understood that sometimes in the game of Big Brother, you've got to make a big move. You even have to take some chances in getting people out. I know during my season, I put up Mickey and Jack. I was a little bit worried about that, going after the two alpha males, but I wasn't sure I'd ever get to be HOH again. So I took the chance. So he did that. But the problem is he didn't really work a path forward after that. He was so focused on getting the big splash, getting the big TV moment, knowing that the fans were all just going to be watching it. Oh, great, great Cameron, that he didn't think enough about how he would recover damage control and all of that. So I think it was kind of his fault that he's in the position he is, but he was fun while he was out there. Jag and Matt in the double. Here's the thing, guys. I'm a little worried. Y'all heard me before say I don't want anyone in that house to ever feel comfortable. I want everyone sweating every single day they're in there. Well, right now, I kind of feel like Matt and Jag and Bowie Jane maybe, although if I'm her, I'm a little worried about being attached to Matt and Jag. But those two guys, they're so much better than anyone else at the competitions. I feel like they're probably looking at this thing thinking we can just cruise to the end of this point in time. Really, if either one of them wins this next competition, maybe they do take out Blue or Corey. Either one of them, I guess, is kind of a competition person. Blue maybe a little more athleticism. Corey certainly the mental aspect. If it's slip and slide, they may go for Corey next, thinking the next competition would be a mental competition. But once they get at Corey, once they get out Blue, who else is there to compete against? It's not like Felicia or Suri are going to win a lot of competition. So at that point in time, you could have Corey, you could have Jag and Cameron just almost trading off these competition wins and going a long way down the road. And I like the two guys. I don't really have an issue if they make it to the end. I just don't want it to be easy for them. You know what I mean, right? All right, and then finally, Paula Scar. Finally, we got a lot of questions. Paula Scar saying, any thoughts on why they don't have slop or cold shower? Yeah, I think they're through with have-nots for this season. Yeah, during my season, we only had it for 2 weeks, which was kind of a weird anomaly. But this season, they had, 3-4 weeks or so. I think as you get near the end, you have fewer people. People start playing the game. There's more excitement, strategizing, things like that. I just think we're kind of through with have-not for the rest of the season. So, yeah, I'm sure they don't mind whatsoever. But, yeah, I don't think we'll see that come back. All right, a few more questions we've got here. Karen Hummer saying, anyone else disappointed in Bowie for listening to everyone about Cam? Corey at one point had said, if we just keep the pressure on Bowie Jane, she'll crack under pressure. She'll give in. She'll do what we want to do. We just have to keep that pressure on her. And I was saying, she's an attorney. She's used to this kind of stuff. She's not going to cave the way Corey thinks that she is. Well, she proved me wrong. Yeah, she did cave. But I'd like to think it's not just all the people putting the pressure on her, but the fact that she heard some things, some of it from Cameron's mouth himself, that made her think that maybe he wasn't nearly as tight with her as she thought at first. He mentioned at one point to her that he'd kind of been pitting her against Matt and Jag. And she was saying, don't throw me under the bus like that. And he said, you're already under the bus, Bowie Jane. I think she didn't like that. I think she really did not like hearing from, I think it's Matt that told her that, or maybe it's Blue, I can't remember now, that Matt and Jag and Cameron had an alliance of 3 people, and that Cameron had suggested to bring Bowie in as well as a 4th person, but she wouldn't really be part of their group. part of the Fugitives Alliance. She would just be that little extra add-on for votes. I think when she heard that, plus just everyone talking so badly about Cameron, I think part of it was that she didn't really feel like she could trust him anymore. And two, she realized that if she did go after Cameron, she doesn't have any blood on her hands because everyone wants her to do that. So I get why she did it. I don't really fault her for it. I don't think it's a sign of weakness. I think it's just her seeing that she has a path that's going to get her a little further. Now, the thing is, she had to be asking herself, if I keep Cameron, is he truly going to be loyal to me? And am I truly his final two? Or am I just a side person that he's using me while he can? And I'm not sure that anyone could answer that he actually is going to keep me to the end. Maybe he would have against Matt and Jag. I just don't see it. So I'm okay with her doing what she did, even if she did kind of cave and give in to everyone else. That's all right. Sometimes you got to do what the house wants you to do just to live to play another week. All right, Heather Marshall saying, Cam might get my vote for America's favorite player. I could see that. Y'all tell me, who would your votes be for America's favorite player right now? I'll try to keep an eye on the comments as best I can, but who would your vote be for America's favorite player? I think Matt is going to be one of them. Cameron, he is such a polarizing person. Some people love him, some hate him. I'm not really ready to say he would be one of America's favorites just yet. I wouldn't have an issue if he was, but I'm kind of thinking Matt. Suri has such a crossover vote from all the casual fans that watch Survivor and all that. I think she's in there. Who would the third person be? Jag, maybe. Cameron, maybe. Or Corey. I mean, Corey's got his supporters. So maybe we need to throw Corey, Suri, and Matt in there right now. But yeah, I'm thinking about who I would like to meet after they get out of the house at one of these charity events or something else. And there's a few people. I'd love to visit with Cameron and find out how much of the way he acts is just because he's in the house and he's playing a game. Maybe he's playing a little bit of a role. And how much of that is just Cameron being Cameron? I'll find out one of these days. All right, let's see what else we've got on here. Edge saying, any chance that Suri asked to get voted out? She's tired of the stress of the game. Did y'all hear her? She was talking about, she and Felicia were laughing about the people who play Big Brother 2, 3, 4 times. They keep coming back in the house. And Suri said, yeah, no, never am I ever coming back to play this game again. She said, you got that on tape. I'm not doing it again. Yeah, Suri's finding out there's a big difference between spending 100 days inside the Big Brother house versus what they do, 29 days now on Survivor. And I just think you feel so much more isolated. Yeah, Survivor, you're out on an island and all that, but you still have cameramen around everywhere. You have downtime to some degree. Big Brother house, there's no turning off. The cameras are on you 24 hours a day. You don't even have a cameraman that you can smile at or wink at. You're seeing no one in that house except for the 15 or 16 other knuckleheads that you have to hear the same old stories that you've heard for the past 66 days. And you have to smile and laugh the whole time. Yeah, Suri is definitely tired of it. But having said that, I don't think Suri would quit. And here's the reason. One, she's done too much with CBS. I have a feeling, I don't know this, but I have a feeling if you quit one show on CBS, you're probably blackballed from all of CBS reality. I just have a feeling that's the case. Plus, Jared was just on the show. I'm sure she's wanting maybe Jared to get to do some extra stuff. Maybe she's got some other kids or relatives that would want to do it as well. I don't think she would burn those bridges. The problem, though, is whether she gets voted out next week or at the very end. She's stuck for 100 days. It's just, is she going to spend that time in the Big Brother house, still in the running for $750,000, or is she going to be stuck in is she going to be stuck in the jury house with her and Cameron? Wouldn't that be something? Her and Cameron and Blue. Oh, what if we get Cameron out the door, then maybe Blue out the door? I think there's the possibility there. And then maybe Suri and Felicia next, and you have those 4 having to hang out in the jury house for the next month. I'm not sure any of them would be really happy with that particular setup, but it's possible. We'll see. All right, who else we have on here? Patricia Miller, do you think a double or triple is coming soon? And would you like to see Matt or Suri in the final 2? I would rather see Matt in the final 2, only because Suri, I feel like she had a built-in advantage. Getting to come into the house the way she did, having the reputation of survivor, having your son playing the game alongside you. I think those are advantages that I don't want to see that being rewarded. Nothing against her, right? I love Suri as a survivor player. I loved her on Traders. But as far as this goes, that's too many advantages. I don't want to see someone like that win the game. So no, I'm not big. I'm not sold on Suri making final two for that reason alone. But Matt, yeah, go for it. He hadn't played a perfect game, but he's done a decent game about trying to be friendly with everyone and not doing too much to create a lot of targets on himself and all that. I'm pretty cool with Matt. Matt's got a pretty good resume, right? I think he's got a lot of people that would vote for him at the end. As far as a double or a triple, I could see us getting one more double right towards the very end. Now, you can't wait too long, right? You don't get to Final Four and have a double and all that. So if they're going to do it, it's going to have to be in the next week or two. I could see when you have maybe Final 7 that you go from 7 to 5 in a single night. And maybe you could see that. Maybe from 8 to 6. If so, that's coming up pretty quick. But yeah, I could see it possibly. All right, Tommy Braskett saying, I'm watching your season right now. Well, thank you, Tommy. I appreciate it. As I said earlier, a few regrets, but for the most part, I feel pretty comfortable about the way I played. I won't give you any spoilers. You may be looking at a guy who won $500,000, or you may not. We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, thank you. I can never be objective about it. I'm always going to be biased, but I kind of like my season. I thought it was a good season. I am happy to see that more and more people talk about it in more positive lights. You know, some people were upset at some of the stuff that happened in our season, but I also hear some positive things. So that's always nice. All right, real quick. First of all, Jacob B. All-Star said, listening to you at work, thanks for the recaps. Well, thank you, Jacob B. I know I'd mentioned before, but thank you for that. Constantine Travels, super sticker. Thank you, Constantine. I appreciate it. We loved you in our house, sending happy vibes. Happy vibes right back at you. I love doing this. Thank you for letting me come into your house and talk away for an hour every week. And maybe in the mornings too. I appreciate that. And Roman Colombo, also a super sticker. Roman, thank you for the support. I know you've been, I think you were out here last week, right? I appreciate the support. I absolutely do. Thank you guys. All of them. I do appreciate it. All right, let's see. Tommy Braskett said, I'm watching your season right now. That was worth saying twice. And then Constantine Travels. And Roman Colombo. Thank you. I appreciate y'all guys so much. All right. Let me see if we've got some more. God, I'm trying to keep up with the comments, guys. I promise. All right. Let's see. What city are you in today? Brian Hustler is asking. I'm in Plano, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas, just a little north of Maine, downtown Dallas. I'm up here to do a little training and eat a little barbecue while I'm at it as well. So yeah, it was I'm a blast up here, but yeah, I'm glad I was able to eat the barbecue and still make it back to my hotel. You know, I'm not going to leave you guys high and dry, right? And this time I'm in a hotel that isn't haunted. For those of you who maybe are new to this show, I was in Marietta, Ohio, doing this show one time, a very old hotel, a very supposedly haunted hotel. And we've got viewers who swore they saw the curtains moving behind me, and maybe they were. I don't know. Maybe there's some Big Brother ghost fans out there, right? Yeah, what's that other CBS show that has all the ghosts that hang out? Maybe they watch Big Brother as well. Hey, I'm welcome to supporters amongst both the living and the dead. You're all welcome on Cliff Notes Live. How creepy it would be if I said that and suddenly the lights all turned off. That would get all our attentions, wouldn't it? All right, let's see if we've got some more questions on here. All right, Edge is saying, I want a couple of Hinky votes to stir things up. Oh, this would be a great time for some Hinky votes, right? If Felicia and Suri, would they do something like that? I could see Corey maybe doing something like that. Throw a Hinky vote or two against Felicia. So I guess Felicia's probably not going to cast the vote, but Corey, or I don't think Bowie would, but you could get a couple of people to cast some votes. Blame it on Bowie, but certainly blame it on Blue. If I'm Corey, that's what I maybe am going to do, is a Hinky vote. Blame it on Blue that she must have voted to go after Felicia. You know, Felicia's going to take it personal if there's a few votes out there against her and she doesn't know who it is. Now, the problem is she may assume that Corey and America were voting against her. Well, no, because there's no way she would expect Corey not to be voting Cameron out. I don't know. I think that's a fantastic idea, Edge. Yeah, I think that could stir things up. Sometimes those Hinky votes don't really do that much, and it's fun, but it never really leads to anything. The problem is, it's fine to have a Hinky vote or two when you've got 14 people voting, when you've got 12 people voting. The chances of that vote making a difference in the game, yeah, next to nothing. When you only have 6 people voting and 3 votes potentially sends someone out the door or saves a person, boy, that Hinky vote's a little risky at that point in time to be throwing it out there. So I think it'd be fun to do. I just don't know if anyone's going to take the chance, no matter how much they think that Cameron's a house target. What if someone threw a Hinky vote out there and then you had Blue and Bowie Jane vote to save Cameron anyway? And next thing you know, Felicia's out, Cameron's in the house. So, yeah, I don't know it's going to happen, but it would be fun to do. All right, Taylor Magnus is saying, how long will Matt and Jag keep Bowie safe after this week? I give it 1 to 2 weeks tops before she's on the block. I will almost picture them getting rid of Corey next or Blue next. Those two over the next 2 weeks, assuming they have the power. Then you've got Felicia and Cirie and America and Bowie. I almost think that they maybe still turn around and maybe take out, I don't know, America, just because they'd be worried about America and Felicia and Cirie working together at that point in time. I think they're going to feel comfortable that Bowie Jane feels like she's with them. And so unless they're so worried about her athletic skills, and she hasn't really shown that except for this one competition, and it was a mental challenge, right? So I think it's a little bit longer. I think they keep Bowie Jane until like top 5. Is that my counts right? Maybe top 5 or so. Then they cut her loose at that point in time. I can see them wanting to go to a final 3, a final 4 with the 2 of them, and say Felicia and Cirie, just because I know they can beat the 2 of them and do something like that. But we'll see. That's a good question. Smoky Mountain Blessed is saying, what will they do if there's another battle back the next 4 out? I don't think we're going to get another battle back. The fact that, well, Nicole was our last jury member, right? Our non-jury member. So if they had a battle back, could you have the first 4 jury members? Maybe, but that means that you only have 3 jury members after that. You've got the majority of the jury suddenly getting to battle to get back into the house. And I don't think the math's out just right. I never can get that saying right, but no, I don't know that the math is quite there. I'm kind of thinking we will not have a battle back. 100 week season. I remember at the start, our 100 weeks. Would that not be the Big Brother competition? Man, I could make it through 100 weeks of recaps. But no, 100 days. I know when we first started, we were saying, how in the world are they ever going to extend the season out 100 days? Well, now I know. Don't send anyone out the door for weeks on end with the zombie twist and some of these other things. But yeah, I'm not really sure that there's going to be a post-jury battle back in this at this point in time. All right, BJ Ferry is saying, I think Matt and Jag would take out Blue and then Corey and keep Bowie for last. Yeah, I'm kind of on board with that, BJ. The only thing is I do think they maybe keep Cirie longer than they keep Bowie Jane. Maybe they keep Felicia as well. I'm not as certain about that. So yeah, I can see Bowie Jane going out 4, 5, something like that, something along those lines. But yeah, I think Blue and Corey do go out next. I agree with you on that. All right, let's see what else. First of all, Spoofer saying, Plano's nice. I live in Fort Worth. Well, Spoofer, I was born in Fort Worth, Harris Hospital, a long, long time ago. I was born in Fort Worth. I lived on the east side of town, the Meadowbrook neighborhood, if you know where that is. Moved over to Arlington when I was, 9 or so. Family's still all over there, but yeah, Dallas is pretty nice too. But yeah, this is my home. Now, I've been in Houston since 96, so I guess that's now my home. And speaking of, go Astros. Yeah, my Aggies lost, but I'm still hoping the Astros can pull it out and face the Texas Rangers, have a Texas deal. But we aren't here to talk baseball. All right, let's see what else we've got on here. Jackie M is saying, is it really that easy inside the house to lose all morality and common sense? Yeah, that's the rules. That's the way it's set up. Do you ever think what does my family think or my actions? Well, I did. because I had kids, I had a job, I had, yeah, we aren't allowed to tell our bosses or our company what we're doing beforehand. So I went and told my boss and said, look, I know it sounds really weird, but I'm going to need somewhere between, I don't know, like a week off to maybe 3.5 months. And I can't really tell you why. Just think of it as like a sabbatical. And so that was how I started. Right before I went in the house, I actually kind of spilled the beans. I said, it maybe has something to do with reality TV, but I can't tell you any more than that. They were all worried that, that how I would be portrayed, how it would affect the company, all that. Well, as it turns out, I mean, y'all know me, right? Not like I'm in there fighting and drinking and doing all those kinds of things. So, yeah, it were all worked out fine. But I was worried about that. I mean, I didn't want to go in there and do something so horrible that just waiting for the pitchforks when I get out of the house. But having said that, the game of Big Brother, there's only one winner, right? And it's designed to bring out the worst in people's behavior. I went in there saying, I'll lie if I need to. I will stab people in the back if I need to. I didn't not do that because I have some huge morality within the game of Big Brother. Now, outside, yeah, I don't do that. But inside the house, if that's what it'd taken, maybe I would have done it. But I quickly realized from my standpoint that playing a very good, honest game, showing people that they could trust me, actually worked to my advantage. Kat and I were on the block. I absolutely believe I stayed because when I made a promise to Tommy and Nick and all of them that I would work with them, they believed me and they didn't necessarily believe Kat. So it worked out to my advantage to be the trustworthy, honest person while I was in there. But it wasn't because I'm just this incredibly, well, I am. but inside the house, I would have done differently. It just worked better. You've got to be flexible to play the game. And that's why y'all know me. I try to be positive about everything I do, about the people in the house of Big Brother. And I've said it before, and I'll say it here as well. I'm not going to judge anyone who plays a game of Big Brother based on how they play the game inside the house, how they behave within reason. I mean, you can have some complete yoo-hoos that maybe we'll have to reevaluate. But for the most part, I'm not going to assume that a person is any certain way based just on what we see inside the house when they're playing a game that's designed really to bring out the worst of people's behaviors. I'd rather judge them based on what I see out in the real world. And I would hope people would give me that same consideration. So yeah, but to answer the original question, yes, it is easy because it's like playing poker. You're cutthroat while you're playing the game, or for me, playing the board game Risk, which my family played all the time, Monopoly, things like that. You can be absolutely cutthroat in that game, but it's just a game. And I told everyone while I was in the house, when we get out of here, no matter what happens, I feel like we're a little bit of a family because of the shared experience. I hope everyone else feels the same way. Most of us, for the most part, did. There's a few people that still hold grudges, even within my season, and certainly other seasons as well. But yeah, I never took it personal. I always, it's just a game. And when we get out of here, the game's over and you go back to being regular you. So there you go. All right, let's see some other questions. Constantine Travel saying, is Bowie playing a more calculated game, but playing a little aloof? Well, remember, she's an attorney, so I think it's a very calculated game. I think if it was just up to her, she's just not really ready to pull the trigger yet. She's a little gun shy. I think she needs to be playing a little bit more aggressively, but she has seen herself survive so well for the first half of the season by not being a big target, not making big moves. What she needs to realize, the first half of the season is a lot different from the second half of the season. When you only have a handful of people to pick for targets, when you only have a handful of people to count on for votes, you can't play shy. At some point, you've got to be willing to make bigger moves, bolder moves to make sure that your objectives are getting recognized. So she needs to maybe make that pivot about now. But yeah, I think she's very calculating so far. As far as being a little aloof, anytime you're HOH, you get a little cocky, I think. And she's maybe doing a little bit of that, but a whole lot less than some people that have done this season in the house. All right, we've got Sailing Catch and Raise. I love that name. Sailing Catch and Raise 2. A shout out to you and Sailing Catch and Raise #1 as well. Saying it's Cameron was living on borrowed time, but at least he made jury. Well, That's all he wanted, right? That if you wanted to be cruel, that's what you need to be saying as you go out the door, saying, "Hey, sorry, goodbye messages. Sorry, Cameron, but at least you made jury." Then no one's going to do that because he's going to be voting on someone to win $750,000. So goodbye messages are going to change a lot from this point forward. Have y'all seen Blue's goodbye messages? She's kind of brutal. She's not real friendly about any of them. She's go on, get out, you're done. Kitty, kitty, purr, purr, whatever she does. I think we'll see, hopefully for her sake, now that she's saying goodbye to jurors, she's going to be much more friendly, as we'll find out. All right. But yeah, I think you're right. I think Cameron was on borrowed time to some degree. All right. Pamela Isaacs is saying, if Sari was HOH this week and you were her, who would you put up? Well, she's got to feel like she's tight with Matt, right? Which means she's probably feeling she's pretty tight with Jag. Even though she and Felicia had a big blowout earlier, at this point in time, she's got to stick with Felicia. I think she's got to stick with Blue. So who does that leave? Bowie Jane, Cameron, and Corey, and America. If I'm Sari, maybe I would have put up Cameron just because I would feel like the rest of the house would be on board with that a little bit more than if I put up Corey. But I would maybe put up Cameron, and I don't know, who would you put up next to him? Maybe it would be easier to put up Corey and America and go to both of them and say, I'm working for a blind side, back door. I'm going after Cameron. I just had to put y'all up because, it just would be easy to do, but you aren't my targets. Maybe I'd do that if I was Sari. Put up Corey and America, go on and on how you don't want them to go home. You want to backdoor Cameron. If that doesn't work out and Corey has to go home, not the end of the world from their standpoint, right? So yeah, maybe I would do that. All right. We've got Marilyn Sutherland saying, if Sari wins HOH, which pictures would she get since they've seen Jared's pictures of family? I know. Yeah, you just keep wondering if someone's going to spill the beans. What is Blue doing? Still not telling anyone about Sari being Jared's mom. I don't know what they do. I get a picture of her and her husband, I guess. Maybe get one of her. What's she, a nursing management, something or other? Get maybe one of her at work, one of her and her husband, maybe one of her posing with Jeff Probst from Survivor or something. Stay away from the kids completely because, someone, somewhere, some point, someone's going to notice that's going on. Maybe they won't. But yes, I do care. Of course, she has to win an HOH before that happens. And so far, Sari has not shown me that she's going to be able to win anything at all, mental or physical or anything in between. Now, she's not going to win slip and slide. What else do we have left? We've got, at some point, we're going to have the HOH, I would think, where you're hanging from the ropes, standing on the little disc, hanging from that as you get spun around. Yeah, y'all remember I did a fantastic job with that. I hated that competition. I don't know what it was. I think I had a defective rope because mine wouldn't stay underneath me. It kept flopping up. That was a tough competition. But yeah, certainly don't see her winning that one. So if Sari's going to win an HOH, she doesn't have a whole lot of them left. But I'm all for it. I'd like to see her win something before she heads out the door, just so she can say she won something while she played Big Brother. All right, let's see what else we've got on here question-wise. Some of y'all out here, and I'm trying to pay attention to the questions, so thank you so much for your patience. Literally getting Sari out is the best thing for Bowie's game. Edge is saying, is it getting Sari out? There's no love lost between Sari and Bowie Jane, right? Now, we did have Sari and Felicia talk about just how much they love Bowie Jane, how much they trust Bowie Jane. Load of hooey. We know better than that, you two ladies. But I think probably get Sari out a little bit earlier rather than later. The problem is Bowie Jane's going to run into resistance from Matt and Jag if she tries to do that. And boy, Jag had such a great strategy talking to Cameron at one point, saying, we're on a team. It's the three of us. And even if one member of the team doesn't want to do something, if the other two want something to happen, you really should be listening to the majority rules in terms of the alliance, because we can't have any one of the three of us going rogue. Well, it was all because they knew that that Bowie Jane did not want to put up Cameron. They both did. So what a way to guilt and strategize and logically explain to Bowie what's going to happen. I can see something similar. Bowie Jane said, I want Sari out. And Matt and Jack saying, yeah, no, we want to hold on to her for a little bit longer. I don't think Bowie's going to have the power to make that happen. I don't think she's going to want to antagonize the two guys that she's got working with her at this point in time. All right, let's see. A couple of more, a few more questions. We've got Cindy Hire saying, who is excited for Zingbot? You know what? Every year I get excited for Zingbot, and every year Zingbot just disappoints me. Zingbot called me out for, what did he say? Being a voluptuous figure. Whatever. I own who I am. You aren't going to body shame me, and no worries whatsoever. So no biggie. But it does bother me when the writers, the anonymous hacks that are writing the Zingbot jokes, when they resort to making fun of people's physical traits instead of going after the way they've played the game or the way they've acted. There's, especially this season, there are so many things they could have said about each and every one of these players, and yet they just kind of mailed it in. They referred to Corey as being short. They talked about Bowie Jane having big white teeth. Who else did they talk? Felicia talking about she's old and wrinkly. Well, how boring is that? We all know that. Felicia knows that. How could you not do more with Felicia? How could you not have a zing all about Mr. B and getting spices delivered? Or, Felicia, if you cooked the way you play the game of Zingbot, we would have all starved by now. Zing! You could have done something so much more original than referring to a 63-year-old person as old and wrinkly. I get on my soapbox on this, and I'll continue to do it every year. I don't like it. As I said on my morning recap, while you're making fun of people's physical traits, go ahead, Zingbot. Make fun of Matt's hearing impairment as well. That'd be quite the zing as well, wouldn't it? Yeah, I don't like it. Get away from the body shaming. CBS, Our House Productions, Big Brother, they're better than that. And it just irritates me every time Zingbot does it. If I ever went back in the house and Zingbot did that, I think I'd just walk into the bathroom and give a big old, I'll hold off on what I'd give Zingbot. But people would think it's because I was upset about my zing. No, it wouldn't be. It's because I just think you can be more original than that. All right, moving on, because I could talk way too long on that particular topic. All right, we've got Cindy mentioned that. Tim Pipe saying, did you play an OTEV? Oh, yeah, of course I played an OTEV. I survived the first round. Mickey went home the very first round. I later found out he pretty much wanted to throw it. I don't care. I got to play a second round with OTEV. That was hard. It was not easy because if you remember, I'd already torn my calf muscle back on day number 32 on the veto competition, jumping off a jet ski. I'd already torn my calf muscle. Now I'm suddenly doing OTEV where I've got to run up that ramp and run around. It was killing me. It was hurting me. But my OTEV season, the big deal was that one spot left. And for those of you who maybe don't know what OTEV is, it's a musical chairs type deal. Every round, there's one less spot at the top of the ramp, so someone gets knocked out. One spot left up on that ramp. I grab hold of the rope. I'm pulling myself up there, and all of a sudden, here comes Kat Dunn around the side like a gazelle. She kind of grabs the rope out of my hands. It slips. We both slide back down into the water. Just as I'm reaching out to grab the rope again, she goes flying up that thing. I don't even think she held onto the rope. She makes it to the top. She immediately breaks down crying. I can't believe I did that to Cliff. Cliff, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I look over, the people that aren't playing in OTEV are all over there crying and all looking like that their puppy dog just died and all. And I'm sitting there thinking, because Kat was kind of in my alliance. Well, she was in my alliance. I didn't want us on the block together. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm knocked out of this competition, but Kat still needs to get it together. Maybe she can win, pull herself off the block, and maybe we both survive. So I'm sitting there saying, Kat, you got to pull yourself together. Yeah, look at my leg. There's no way I could go on any further, Kat. This is perfect. I can't keep playing. You've got to go win it for the both of us. Go win one for the hogger or whatever I said. Yeah, I'm trying to get her all fired up and excited and forget about me. Just go on, win the competition. Go on without me. and she went out the very next round, if I recall. So so much for that. And then she went home that Thursday. But here's a little kicker for those of you who do remember it. My calf wasn't hurting that bad, but I had to convince her that was the only way it could have happened. So, but yeah, I played in OTEV. I didn't play great, but I'm so happy I got to play in OTEV. It's such a cool, iconic competition. All right, let's see what else we have. Daniel de Jesus saying, have you ever met Sari? No, I have not. Now, I've done a lot of the Give Kids a World Village, Hearts of Reality over in Orlando. I've been to a lot of viewing parties for Big Brother, Survivor. I've met a lot of key people. I've met Sandra Diaz, such an incredible person. Sarah, Wendell, a lot of the winners. Marianne, such a smile, even when she's not inside on the island. I've met a lot of Survivor players, but I've never met Sari. As far as I know, she just hasn't gone to any of those charity competitions here lately. She's probably so busy with reality TV. I did see just posted, I think today, that Jared's going to be going over there. So we're going to get a field at Hearts of Reality. Maybe not the fields that a lot of us would want to see, but Jared's going to be there. No, I haven't met Sari, but hopefully somewhere down the road I will. I met Tina Wesson last December, who was the winner of season 2 of Survivor way back when, long time ago. She was incredibly friendly, really nice. All right, let's see. Shanice Charon saying, thanks for the updates. You were my cup of tea each morning, all the way from Jamaica. Oh, Jamaica. Oh, I was going to do a little Jamaican accent, but that doesn't seem appropriate or nice or what you do these days. But thank you. I appreciate it. I've never been to Jamaica. I've been to Trinidad and a few other island nations, but I would love to go one day. You're living in a paradise. That's pretty cool. But thank you so much for the support. I do appreciate it. And I'm glad I can make your cup of tea just a little bit more exciting every morning. So thank you for that. All right, we've got Kathy saying, do you think that anyone is really on Bowie Jane's side? Will it be discussed how quickly she turned on Cam? Yeah, I think some people are going to say she's only playing for herself. You've already got Felicia, who said that Bowie Jane they all think that she threw the HOH competition. Felicia also thinks that Bowie Jane threw OTEV. Remember, it was Bowie Jane and Jag were the final 2 people. And I think Bowie Jane felt pretty comfortable with Jag. Supposedly, she dropped her final clue or answer or something. We don't know until we see the episode. But Felicia at least thinks that she threw that competition as well. So, yeah, I think people are going to call her out for it. Is there anyone truly on her side? No. Felicia and Sari aren't on her side. Matt and Jag, they're looking out for each other. They're not on her side. And I don't think Corey and America are. That leaves Blue. Even if Blue is on Bowie Jane's side, I'm not sure I want Blue on my side. And she's not. So, yeah, I think it's kind of Bowie Jane. The key on that is going to be, is Bowie Jane going to survive a few more weeks just because everyone sees bigger targets in the house? And could you get a situation, as much as I say I would not want to go to the final 3 with Matt and Jag, on the other hand, is there a possibility that either Matt or Jag wins that final competition and decides that they don't want to take the chance to go to a jury vote with the other person that's done so much in their game and maybe takes Bowie Jane instead? If I'm Jag, no way do I want to go to final 2 with Matt, where the first thing he's going to do is stand up and say, the only reason Jag's still in the house is because I used the power that I won after America voted for me. And that's the only reason that Jag's still in here, or else he would have not even made it to jury. If I'm Jag, there's no way I'm taking Matt to the final 2, which means Bowie Jane may just kind of sneak in as a de facto goat, and not a goat in the good way, but a goat as in the Victoria from season 16 kind of way. So yeah, Bowie Jane may sneak through just because people still don't see her as a huge threat, but we'll find out. All right, let's see, what else do we have on here? Mark Taylor saying this week will be slip and slide. I think you're right, Mark. It's time. They can't have a season, especially where they're thinking about everything that's happened over 25 seasons. They can't do it without slip and slide. I think you're absolutely right, that's why I think Matt could easily win this thing. If not Matt, then who? Jag, probably. I don't see Corey winning it. I just don't. So Matt or Jag. All right. Mass Spoofer, thank you for a little bit more. Well, Plano's Knives, I live in Fort Worth. Yeah, I saw that. I'll thank you again, just because I love to give shout outs to Fort Worth. For those of you who don't know, it's kind of interesting, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Dallas is very much the business, the money side of the Metroplex. Then you cross over into Tarrant County where Fort Worth is, and that's where the cowboys hang out. That's where you got the cattle drives, you got the stockyards, the saloons, and everything else. Not that they don't wear cowboy hats in Dallas, but Dallas is the home of the J.R. Ewing type people. Y'all probably don't even know who J.R. Ewing is anymore, right? That was so long ago. But Dallas has the J.R. Ewings. Fort Worth has the Cowboys that actually do go out and drive cattle. All right. I'm rambling a little bit. I know that. All right. NY in 9804. I think that's what it says. Sorry if I missed it. Says disappointed this season. Cerie's done nothing and still there. Well, she had a little support as well. Yeah, she did have her son in there helping her out. Blue and America only have done showmances. Y'all know how I feel about showmances, right? I hated them during my season. I don't really like them now. I don't know how you play the game with the showmans, where you're having to watch out for another person and trying to protect yourself. It's hard enough as it is. But yeah, they've done a little too many showmances, and the Matt and Jag are just steamrolling. It could easily get boring if that's what happens. And how does it not happen? You're going to have Corey and America and Blue, I suppose, grab Cerie and Felicia and say, look, the five of us, if we don't do something right now, we're not going to make it to the end. The five of them have to hope one of them wins HOH and they can get Matt or Jag on the block, probably put both of them together so that even if one wins veto, pulls himself off, the other one still goes home. This HOH Thursday is going to be absolutely critical, because if Matt or Jag or Bowie for that as well, if one of them wins it, I almost feel it's like it's too late from that point on. I think they steamroll going forward. Maybe not, but yeah, I am worried it could get a little bit boring going forward. All right, we've got Ken T saying, have you noticed a majority of the men are winning the comps and HOH this season? Do you think production can make the competitions an even more playing field? Well, that was my complaint when I was on the show. Do y'all remember? I sent Tommy out the door. Well, I did. Nicole and I sent Tommy out the door and kept Holly, not because we were so happy to have a couple stay in the house, but because we absolutely were convinced that the final competition or two were going to be mental competitions, face morphing or something like that. We didn't expect it to be as physical to the very end as it was. And we did not want to have to compete against Tommy playing in a mental competition. He was too good at that stuff. So yeah, I was a little upset during my season that we had so many physical competitions, so many mental competitions from years past that I was so ready to play. And not just mental, but just even skill competitions, Bowl-O-Rama or guess how many things were in a bucket. Some of the stuff they've done, I didn't get any of that. Mine were all just uber physical type things, and not that I'm a guy who's an uber physical fitness buff and all that. Yeah, not so much. Now I did win a competition or two that involved a little physical fitness. Forest banishment on day number one. I was pretty proud of myself. But yeah, I do think, and I've heard people say that Big Brother has shifted from a lot of mental competitions and shifted to more physical competitions over the years, because they think that physical competitions are more exciting to watch, and with more excitement equals more viewers, and blah 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 blah. Maybe, but you're right. The guys have certainly won a fair number of competitions, which is funny because you have that while at the same time you have Felicia, who's been talking all season about a girls' alliance, that she wants it to be all women at the end. She was still talking about that just a day or two ago, telling Cerie, saying, I really want it to be you and me and Blue and America. Poor Bowie Jane. The only other female in the house, and they're not even counting her in the final tally. But yeah, Felicia would like to have 4 women at the end. You got a couple of guys standing in the way. Yeah, I would love to see it be a little more balanced by not having as many physical competitions. But in this day and age, look at the other show that's on CBS, The Challenge, which is such hardcore physicality. I think if nothing else, they may get even more that direction with the physical stuff rather than less. So I'd like to see it be more mental. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to go the other direction. All right, let's see. Matt Spoofer Spoof saying, why isn't anyone targeting America? She lies and schemes more than Corey. I think America is benefiting. Yeah, you're right. I mean, she's doing a lot of stuff. I think America, though, is benefiting from Corey seeming to take such a leading role in everything he does. Yeah, he was the one that came in and said, "Oh, let's flip it. Let's send Nicole out the door and all of that." Even though America may have been whispering in his ear and encouraging, Corey took the lead on that. So Corey got the target on himself. So I think just because she is a showmance with such a strong personality, which is amazing. He's only 21. He's the youngest person in the house. And in a lot of ways, he just has tried to take on a leadership role because he has so much confidence about his knowledge of the game and the way he thinks the game needs to be played. But I think that helps her to some degree. I also think it helps her that there's a lot of people that, as much as she lies, as much as people say, yeah, you can't trust her because she says too much so many times, there's still a lot of people that kind of look at her and say, once Corey's gone, we probably could get her over on our side. Blue has said that. Felicia said that. Saria said that. I think there's a lot of people that are figuring once Corey's gone, they'll grab America and pull him in. So, yeah, I think she's a little insulated, which suggests to me that she's playing a good role, doing a good job with the game, even if it hadn't been a perfect game. Now, here's a question for y'all. Do you think that America came into this season wanting to have a showmance as part of a strategy, as opposed to wanting a showmance just because it gets extra views or gets her more screen time, or just because she's bored and she really wants to hang with someone in the house? Was it part of a strategy play, or is it just her being America? During my season, I found out afterwards, Kat and Holly both said part of their strategy was to make sure they were in showmances. I maybe could see America doing that, and more power to her if that's how she gets farther into the game. I just don't know. I'd love to find out once I get done. All right, let's see what else we've got on here. 8 o'clock. We're going to shut it down here pretty quick, but let me answer the last few, just because I started a little bit late, so I owe y'all a few minutes. Cindy Hire saying, Blue needs to go. I am so ready for Blue. Nothing personal against Blue. I just feel like she is taking more credit for things than she actually deserves credit for. She had a strong person in the form of Jared for a long period of time that kind of made her think that she was invincible in some ways. And now, yeah, she's been talking to Cameron saying, "Oh, when I win the HOA, she was talking about Corey saying, if things go the way they should on Monday, I'm going to have so much fun on Monday." She was ready to just rub it in Corey's face, I think. Well, it didn't go the way she thought. Corey wasn't the backdoor target. But yeah, I think Blue is giving herself more credit than she probably deserves. So with that in mind, I'm ready to see Blue get to go over to the jury house and hang out. Unfortunately, Jared's not there. Jared's back watching on TV, hanging out with his girlfriend, Kinsey, I guess. I heard the two of them broke up. What a surprise that is. But yeah, I'm kind of ready for Blue to go as well, but nothing personal. I don't know that she's contributing that much to the game right now. All right, with that, guys, I think we'll go ahead and shut it down because it is 8:01, and thank you. I'm just so happy I was able to come out here and hang with y'all guys this evening. Again, if I missed any of y'all questions, sorry about that. All right, Karen Hummer. Karen, thank you so much. I will finish up with Karen's comment. First of all, thank you for the support, the super sticker. But Sam, don't sell yourself short, Cliff. You held your own on your season. Oh, no, trust me. I'm very proud about the way I played the game. I played longer and harder and better than anyone expected within that house. They underestimated me. They paid the price. There's only 3 people that lasted longer than I did. A lot of the people who were planning to stab me in the back from day number 1, I got to wave at them as they went out the door. So no, I'm not selling myself short. I knew there were some things I was going to do well when I played that game, and other things that maybe weren't going to be my strength. That's the key to playing. That's the key to playing Big Brother well. You got to understand who you are as a person, what you can do, how you can overcome the things that you don't do so well. And I felt pretty good about that. So thank you for the support. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy about the way I played. Doesn't mean I still don't think about it sometimes about what coulda, shoulda, woulda happened, but I'm happy with it. So thank you so much. I appreciate the support. All right, guys, with that, we're going to shut it down. I hope y'all have a fantastic Monday. Have a fantastic week. I am going to be back in the morning. I'll give you an update about what happened overnight as well. But in the meanwhile, as I mentioned at the first, if you haven't already gone out there and subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. Turn on notifications. A thumbs up is always appreciated. So thank you so much for that. Guys, have a great Monday. And until next time we talk, SKD143. Love you guys. Love my family. Love reality TV. Love you guys out here as well. Y'all have a great evening. Cheers, guys. Bye.